Hello everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Technical Router. Today let us see some of the coding questions. I'm going to explain today two coding questions. The first one is to find the largest of three numbers. I'm going to explain to find the largest of three numbers in three different ways. Okay. The three different ways I'm going to explain this largest of three numbers. To find the largest of three numbers, we need three variables, right? We need three variables. A is equals to 10. B is equals to 20. I'm taking a three variables of an int type. I'm assigning the A as in 10, B as in 20, and C as in 30. Okay. Now I have to find which is the largest. Okay. Now I have to find from these three which is the largest. I have a condition that if A is greater than B and A is greater than C means now on that time A will be larger. A is larger. Right. If B is greater than C, A and B is greater than C means B is larger, or C is greater than A and C is greater than B. That means that C is larger. C is larger. So we have these conditions to find the which is the largest. Now A is greater than B and greater than C means A will be larger, or now B is greater than A and C means B will be larger, or C is greater than A and B means C will be larger. In the first condition, we are checking that A is greater than greater or not, or B in the second condition we are checking that B is greater than or not. In third condition we are checking that C is greater or not. Okay. This is the logic of the program to find the largest of the three numbers. Let's use by using an Eclipse. So I'm taking one class larger with the main method. So I'm going to take three variables. Int A is equals to 10, int B is equals to 20, int C is equals to 30. Okay, I'm taking in three variables A, B, C of an integer data type. Okay, so I have a condition that if A is greater than B, so I'm having a logical AND operator, and A greater than C means now I'm going to print as an A is larger. A is larger, or if else if B is greater than A and B is greater than C, so I'm going to print it on as a B is larger. Okay, B is larger, or else directly it will print that if not A is larger, if not B is larger means we can directly say that C is larger. C is larger. Now I'm taking an A as in 10, B as in 20, C as in 30. It will check the first condition whether the 10 is larger than the 20 means no, it is not true. See, if you're using a logical AND operator means the both of the condition should, what are the condition will be there, that condition two of the conditions should satisfy. Okay, if the two of the condition is true only, it will enter into the loop and print this A is larger. If either of these two condition one is wrong also, it will not enter into the loop. Okay, either of these two, if one is wrong also, it will not enter into the loop and it will go to the if else condition. Okay, so it will check first, we're going to check 10 is greater than larger than 20. No, it is not true, so it will not enter into the loop. So because the first condition is wrong, false only, so it will not check the second condition also. It will come to the else if block. It will check 20 is greater than 20 is larger than 10, true, and it will check for B is larger than C. That means and 20 is larger than 30 means no, it is not true. It will not enter into this loop also. It will directly print this loop. Sorry, in this. It will not enter into this block. It will directly come to the else block and it will directly print this C is larger. Okay. I'm going to get an output as a C is larger. They got an output as a C is larger. If I'm going to change here as in B is 50, it will check the first condition 10 and 50, which is an 10 is not greater than the 50, so it will not enter into loop. It will come to the else if block. It will check the condition 10 50 is larger than the 10. true, and we check the other condition also. There is a logical and operator is there to check the other condition also. So 50 is larger than 30, true. Both of the condition where it will enter into the loop, and it will directly print as an B is larger. Okay. See, B is larger. If I'm going to change A as in 70 means now I'm going to get an output as an A as A is larger, because out of these three is A is larger. So I'm going to get an output as an A is larger. Okay. This is the first way of printing it, which is the largest of three numbers. Okay. This is the first way. I'm going to explain it. Second way is there. The second way is that I'm going to assign this A to the some larger variable. Okay. I'm assigning this A as a larger. Okay. I'm assigning this A to the larger variable, and I'm going to check the other conditions. If B is greater than larger means, if B is greater than larger, so I'm going to assign this B to larger. Okay, I'm going to assign this B to larger. B is greater than larger means I'm going to assign the B to larger, or if C is greater than larger, then we are going to assign that C to larger. Okay, then we are going to assign that C to larger. Okay, and lastly we are going to print it down. Print the larger is in the previous, in the first way we are going to get an as a variable. Say based on the variables we are going to get an output. A is larger, B is larger. Now in the second way I'm going to get a number only. Which number is larger? Okay, the larger is, okay, the largest, I'm going to print it down as a larger. So I'm going to get an output as in 70. The larger is 70. Let's see now. So I got an output as a larger is 70. Okay, it will check first if only assigned to the larger, or I'm going to change this B as an 80. Will check, because initially the larger is assigned, A is assigned to larger, so the larger value will be 70. Now that the condition is going to check the B value is 80. 80 is greater than 70 because larger is 70. It will check the condition. So a B is larger. If it is greater than means it is going to assign B to larger. Now if B is 80 is assigned to larger. Now the larger will be 80. It is going to print the output. Okay. Let's see. The larger is 80. The larger is 80. This is a second way. Okay, this is a second way of printing the largest of three finding the largest of three numbers. The third way I'm going to use by using the ternary operators. Okay, I'm going to explain it by using the ternary operator. Ternary operators. Okay, so I'm directly going to print by using a ternary operator. One line only we can use the ternary operator. Okay, now A is greater than B, question mark, or A is greater than C. On that time is going to print, if A is greater than B and C means it is going to print A or C. Okay, like that only. If B is greater than C, if B is greater than C, so if it is B is greater than, if B is greater, it is going to print B or it is going to print C. Okay, it is going to print B or it is going to print C. Okay. If A is greater than B and greater than C means it is going to print the A, otherwise it is going to print the C. Or I'm checking this A is greater, B is greater than C means it will print the B and it will print the C. Let's check the output. I'm going to get an output as an 80 because 80 is B. I'm going to get an which is larger one. So I'm going to check print given A as a 90, I'm going to get an output as a 90. Okay, I'm going to get an output as a 90. These are the three ways of finding the largest of three numbers. Okay, it is a find three ways. Okay. These are the three ways of finding which is the largest of three numbers. Let's see the second program. The second program is to find the sum of the elements in the array. Okay. Sum of elements in array. To find the sum of elements in the array. So here initially I have taken one array with an length as in 5. So array index starts from 0, right? Array index will starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the length of the array is 5. Length is 5. Length is equals to 5. Length of the array is 5. To find the last index, we have a length minus 1 property, right? Length minus 1 means 5 minus 1 is 4. So the last index will be 4. The last index is 4, right? This is an array. I'm taking an array. Okay. For example, here is an array. A is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is an array. Okay. This is an array. This is an array. The array length is 5. The array index starts from 0. We are going to perform an operation based on the index insertion order, right? Based on the indexing insertion order, we are going to perform the operation of the array. So I need one variable to find the sum of the array. I need one variable. I'm taking an sum as in one variable. Initially the sum will be 0. Initially the sum will be 0. So I have to add based on the index order. First one will be going to store in the 0th index. After one, 2 will be going to store in the first index. After that, 3 will be going to store in the second index. After that, 4 will be going to store in the third index. After that, 5 will be going to store in the fifth index. So it will start from the 0th index. I'm going to use a loop here. Okay, I'm going to use a loop because I know starting and ending point. So I'm going to use a for loop. And I know starting and ending point. So I'm going to use a for loop. So I'm going to get in first as an 0th. Okay, 0th index. The first value is 1. So it will going to add it to the sum. Okay. So it will go to add it to the sum. After that, it will increment the I value. So it will come the second one. Increment the I value, third index. That is in second index will be 3. So after that, increment the I value. So the third index will be 4. After that, increment the I value. The fourth index will be 5. So I'm going to get a sum of the array. So I'm going to get an output as a 15. Right? I'm going to get an output as a 15. See, this is how we are going to get in sum of the elements in the array. Okay, this is a logic of the program. Let's see in the Eclipse. I'm creating one class, new class. I'm taking a class name as a test with main method. Yeah, this is a class. Okay, I'm taking one array, integer array I'm taking off. Int a is equals to, I'm storing some values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm storing some values. So I told you that the array index starts from 0. The length of the array is 5, right? The length of the array is 5. The array index starts from 0. The last index is 4. I need one more variable. I'm taking that variable as a sum. Inside the sum will be 0. Nothing will be there in this sum. So I'm using a for loop because I know the starting and ending point. So I'm going to use a for loop in I is equals to 0. The index of the array will starts from the 0. So that I should be less than or equals to um, length. That means the last index. That is a I dot length minus 1. So I have to increment because it's starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is going on increasing. It's not decreasing, right? It is going on increasing. 0, 1, 2, 0 to 1, it is increasing. 1 to 2, it is increasing. 1, 3 to 4, it is increasing. Like that. I'm using an increment. Inside that, so I'm going to add this. Okay. A of I. I'm going to add this A of I to sum. Okay, I'm going to add this A of I to sum, and again it is going to store in the sum only. Again it is going to store in the sum. Okay, so A of I initial I is 0. Okay, A of I initial I will be 0. So in I of 0 first position is 1, right? A of I, sum is equals to sum plus A of I. So I'm going to, after that all, I'm going to print an output as a sum. Okay. The sum is, okay. Now how it is working, I'll explain you that. Okay. See here. Initially the I is 0. That means an, initially the I is 0. That means an A of 0 will be there. A of 0. A of 0 means the first index. The first index is equals to 1. So A of I will be 1. A of 0 will be 1. So A of I means 1. First A of 0 means 1. So I'm going to add that 1 to 0. Sum initially is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. So the sum will be initially 1, right? The sum will be initially 1. The sum will be initially 1. Sorry, the sum will be initially 0. After that, it will become as an 1. First, I'm explaining of A of 0. Okay, A of 0. A of 0 is 1. After it, I of 0 is 1. So 0 plus 1 is 1. Right? 0 plus 1 is 1. So the sum values now is 1. So after that, it is going to increment the I values. And that means I value is initially 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. The I value will be 1. Okay. The I value will be 1. So in the first position, it is the value is 2. The value will be 2. So it is going to add A of 1 is 2. The initially the sum is 1. Initially the sum is 1. 2 plus 1 is 3, right? 2 plus 1 is, that is 1 plus 2 is 3. The sum has been updated to 3. After that, it is going to increment the I value. The I is 1. It is going to increment the I value. I will be equals to 2. Increment the I value will be 2. In the second position, there is an, see here, the second position, there is an 3. There is an 3. The second index, there is an 3 value. So I'm going to assign A of 2 as an 3 now. Right? A of 2 as an 3. The sum is 3. The sum is 3. So 3 plus 3 is 6. 3 plus 3, then although the sum is 6. Now I have to increment the I value. I value is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. In the third position, there is an 4 value. Right? In the third position, there is an 4 value. There is an 4. The value is 4. In the third index, the value is 4. So I'm going to apply 4. So the sum value is 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. Right? The 6 plus 4 is 10. Now, once again, I'm going to increment the I value. I will be equals to 4. 3 plus 1 is 4. In the fourth index, the value is 5. The fourth index, the value will be 5. So I'm going to assign here as an 5. So now the initial value of 10, sum is 10. Sum is 10. So 10 plus 5 is 15. The sum is now 15. The sum is now 15. So I'm going to increment the I value. So I value is now, I'm going to increment to the 5. There is no fifth index. So if I'm going to use it, then I'm going to get an array index out of 1 because there is no fifth index. So after that, I'm going to exit from the loop. I'm going to print this sum where the sum is now 15. I'm going to get an output as an 15. See, the sum is 15. I got an output as an 15. This is how to find the sum of the array. Okay. We go on increasing also. We are going to get an as an array index. Out of bound exception will be there. Or see, if we are having array length is in 4. So the index, if you are going to increment here, the length will be 4. Last index length minus 1 property if you are using means the length will be 4. right? The 4 is, see, the 5 is not less than or equals to 4. The 5 is greater than 4. So it is not, the condition is not true. It will come out of the loop. Okay. It will come out of the loop. Let's change some value. Let me execute now. We change the values also, will be going to get the output. It will be adding 1 plus 6 plus 8 plus 4 plus 5. This is an to find the sum of the elements in the array. Okay, we have discussed two of the coding questions in today's class. So I'm going to end here. Thank you.